Hey there guys, welcome back to Lost Odyssey. It's Chocolate Milk here, and you can see before me that we have the Lost Odyssey underwater treasure map. This is courtesy of the Lost Odyssey wiki, and this is what we're going to be doing in this video. So right now you can either pause the video and just look at this map as a good reference for all 24 undersea items, or you can join me in the rest of the video where you will come with me on the Nautilus and we will be getting all of them ourselves. So here we go. I'm going to start over in Aura, or I should say by the port of Aura over here, and we're just going to make a big loop around the map. So like I said before, there are 24 underwater items to collect in total, and if you're missing some seeds, this is most likely where you've missed them. There are quite a few seeds under the water here. There's also slot seeds, but the majority of them are all components. So that's our first one, just outside of the city of Aura. Then we're going to come up to this little alcove here. I have sped up parts of this. And if you're getting confused on where I'm going, just more or less pay attention to the mini-map more than you do my actual sailing. I did try to make this the best that I could. I only really sped up parts that really were not important. You can kind of just see I'm going in a straight line for the most part. And so yeah, so if this is confusing to you, either just look at the map. I don't know how it's going to come out in the recording, if it's going to be a big enough map for you guys to see. But if not, you can always go to the wiki. I've been putting that link in the description since day one of my playthrough for Lost Odyssey, where it's a bigger version there. Incredibly helpful. It'll show you all 24 items. But I decided I would do it this way as well, so that you can maybe do it that way if you'd like to just follow along, or if you just preferred to see it done this way. So now we've made it up to the top left part of the map. We're actually going to go all the way to the top right over towards the pirate fortress. So I'm going to fly for this because it's going to take us so long otherwise. And I'm actually just going to cut over there because there's nothing to collect along the way. So now you can see we're over by the pirate fortress, and there's more to collect. So this is a very simple task to do. You don't even really need a map for this. All you have to do is just kind of go underwater and just keep an eye out for these bubbles. There are a few that are really quite tricky to find though. Some that are in corners of the world and some that are in hypercurrents, and it's really quite difficult to see. And all of these items do count towards the Treasure Trove achievement for all of you who are hunting for that. This does count, and you will also, if these are your last few seeds you need to find, you'll also get all 99 seeds. You can get the reward for that. And I actually will be going and getting that at the very end of the video as well. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to be doing this stuff here. I've sped it up quite a bit, so it's not going to be all 18 minutes of the video, I assure you. And then we're going to be turning in all our seeds and just doing the littlest tiny bit of cleanup that's left on the map. Because this is actually our last video, guys. This is the last video before we go up towards the final boss and we get to the final area of the game and we actually finish up the whole entire game. So I'm very excited for that. And where are we now? We are down over here, kind of towards the middle of the right. I think this is over by Tosca, where we first landed in Tosca here. So I'm going to fly again, going to take to the air. I'm going to come over here, down actually by the Hall of Mirrors. And again, this is another one that might be a little bit difficult to find if you were kind of just doing this blindly, running along on your own here. And is this another seed, or is this another component? Not another component. I'm sure you have so many components left over at the end of this game, it's just ridiculous. Because it's not like you're going to use every single ring that you make with all these components. And nothing else really uses them. So And this is where I kind of go a little bit ziggy-zaggy. I'm gonna go like directly west of where we found that one, and then I'm gonna come over here just outside of the little hypercurrents. And there should be another one over here. There it is. Another seed, good. I think that's our second underwater seed that we found. And I'm gonna go around this bottom part of the map here. And we're just gonna quickly make our way around where we can see we're on the bottom right. This is actually just by another optional area. I think this is actually the Temple of Enlightenment. And just outside this area here is another one. Yeah, they, in the grand scheme of things, they spread this out all over the map, but they actually really put a lot of these really quite close together when you think about it. Trying to get some air here so I can fly. And now I'm going to go back to the middle of the map, which is why I said I kind of went in a backwards order. Basically, I'm going to go directly north of where we just found that last one, and there's this one here hiding in the hypercurrents. This one was one that actually threw me off on my other file because I could not see it for the life of me. Those hypercurrents were obstructing my vision. Then we're going to go like northwest of that one. Again, being very close to the Tower of Mirrors. And then there's that one. And I think there's more in this one, like just in this little area here. If we go a little bit south, back over kind of west of the Temple of Enlightenment here, there's another one. So yeah, so I kind of made a little zigzag with that one. When I was playing it, that just seemed the easiest way to go. So hopefully you didn't find that too confusing. If you look on the map there, you'll be able to see which pieces those were. So now we're going to float all the way around. Now we're back over towards New Mara here. And this is probably the hardest one to find out of all of the treasure under the sea here. This is just outside the city of New Mara, and it's hiding right in this little alcove. Yeah, they wanted to keep this one real hidden from everybody. Okay, so I turn this sucker around. And I think we're almost done. Unless my imagination is getting the best of me. But we've collected quite a few. And now we're just going to go north of New Mara, getting very, very close to the Tower of Mirrors, again in this little area that we've been kind of zigging and zagging through. And there are more! Go figure, right? And then this one. I love the ones where they put them side by side and they're within reach. It just makes life so much easier. I don't remember exactly how many seeds there are. I'm sure by the end of the video we'll count, because I know that by the end of this video I have all 99 seeds and I'm just missing the ones under the sea. So now that we're done in this little alcove, we don't have to come back to this area anymore. We're gonna go pretty much to the southernmost part of the map, or this most southwest part of the map here. We're really, really close to the city of Aura now. I can't remember if this is, I think this is either the Forgotten Cave or the Terrace Cave. It's the very, 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 very bottom of the map on the left-hand side. For those of you who are lost, you can look on the mini-map there as well to see where I am. That one's got money. I think that's the only money one you find in the whole entire place. And now we're just going to go a little bit north, again going through some hypercurrents, and right in the middle of the hypercurrents, there's this one. This one's kind of funny because it's just like a big circle of hypercurrents, and then in the middle, it's completely calm. This is by the Sea of Boss, where the Grand Staff used to be. So we've actually pretty much made a complete loop around the map here. And now we're gonna keep heading north. And I know there's one around here somewhere. Where is it? As you can see the big circle there on the map, that's the Sea of Boss. That's how I always remember it, because of I think that big circle is actually ice, where we had to crush through it with the white boa. And there's another seed. Alright. So we're gonna go through some hypercurrents again, because we can't really do much there. And now, this is just on the other side of the one that we just got, still very close to the Sea of Boss here. I think that's our 4th seed. I think we get 4 seeds underwater in total, and that's probably the last one. So there we go. Just gonna speed this up a little bit again here. Just gonna move on north, and we have made a complete loop around the map. Look at that. So that's all the ones for the outside of the map, and now we're actually gonna go on the inside of the map, right where the Kalalon village was, and right where we found Ced's pirate friend Jilla. And we're gonna get the ones in here, and these are the last ones that we have to grab. So that will end our undersea adventures. I chose to do the inside last because I think the outside of the map would be the easiest. In this little channel here, there's quite a few hiding, so. I think there's 4 in total. We just picked up 1. There's this one over here, and then there's one hiding in the very kind of tip of the northwestern end of it. Okay, never mind, I was wrong. I guess that's our last seed. So was that 5, guys? Was that 5 seeds? Guess I wasn't exactly counting, and that's where Jilla was, in that big burst of bubbles over there. And then the last one is in the southeastern corner of this little inlet here. And that makes all of them. So sorry guys, I really tried to do my best to show this the best way that I could, but if this was confusing or boring to you, I would just suggest using the map. But that's it. We're going to do the rest of the little side quest things I need to do now to finish up what we need to finish up in this game before moving on. And the first order of business is returning to the item shop man here in the city of Saman, because remember he had asked us to place that mask for us. And we placed that mask for him. And for doing that, we get 24 forbidden explosives, which is a downright crappy reward. But it's something that needed to be done, I guess, if you're wondering what you got out of that, if you felt like doing that. And that's it, the city of Saman. We've done everything here. So now, before we leave, I'm just gonna, since I know a Pipot's here, just a random Pipot, I'm gonna give the Pipot the rest of my seeds. There were 4 seeds underwater, it looks like, total. And there's 99 seeds in this game, which means I got all the seeds in this whole entire game, and we get the Pipot Collar. That is the final reward the Pipots will give you for getting all 99 seeds, and that accessory will absorb earth damage. So, that's a new accessory and a new ability that we get. So, with that being done, now we're done officially in the city and we're going to move on. We're going to go to the Epsilon Mountains. We're going to enter from the mining site, and when I was doing the magic capsules and magic gauges side quest, I told you guys to look out for a miner, or sorry, not a miner, a blacksmith, and he's up here in the mining site looking for a rare ore, or jewel. And I think I'm just going to climb up here real quickly as I explain this. And I told you just to keep in mind where he was, but you didn't have to talk to him yet. But now that we've come back from the Temple of Enlightenment, we have exactly what it is that he's actually looking for. I guess he was looking for a rare metal, and we found it before him, that poor guy. We found it by mistake, and here this guy was deliberately searching for this ore for God knows how long. So unfortunately it's a pain in the ass to come here and climb up these ladders and everything. But if you enter from the mining site, it's really, really not as bad as it would be if you entered from the wrong side of the Epsilon Mountains. So you can see him up here in the distance. So before we talk to him, I just want to show you the item. It was the auriculum that we got in one of the chests. Mysterious and extremely rare ore, and that is exactly what he's looking for. So if you have the auriculum from the Temple of Enlightenment, you can come and talk to Lao here. And he is absolutely freaking mind blown that you have brought him this ore. And he's going to make us something out of it. But since we only have one, he's only going to be making something for one of us and not both of us. So I'm going to choose Seth because she has got lower attack power. And I'm just going to look up real quick here what it is that he gives Kime if you choose Kime, because I obviously didn't do that. So, okay, here we go. So if you give him auriculum and you chose to have Seth as your person to get the sword for, obviously, he'll give you this. He'll give you the white Ignis and the Ignis ring, and that is only for Seth to equip. The ring can go to anybody, but only she can equip the sword. And if you chose Kime, Kime will get the Durandal sword. It's got an attack power of 277, and he gets the Durandal ring, which will give him damage up +3, critical up +3, and 8 times guard condition damage. So it's up to you, but I chose to give it to Seth because she's got lower attack power. Anyways, after that's done, we pretty much only got one more thing to do, guys, I promise. And that is to leave you on a cliffhanger, because we are going to the Tower of Mirrors next time, guys. It has been an incredibly long journey. We've gotten all 99 seeds, all the dreams. We've finished all of the optional dungeons. You can see we've been everywhere on the map. And we have been to hell and back trying to chase Gongora. And we are about ready to kick his butt for everything that he's put us through. So, I've completed this game the best that I can. There's still a lot of things I haven't got, but we've done all treasure hunts, all dreams, and all of the important items are done, all the optional bosses are done, all that stuff. So thank you all so much for joining me for this, up to this point, and I hope that you'll join me for the finale and the ending scenes of this game. It is going to be amazing, hopefully, so see you guys at the end.